What's up guys, Mark from Crypto-Mining.net. I'm back again with another video. It's been a while since I posted a video, and the reason is we were working on a different systems, and we were also trying to improve the existing systems that we have in the market right now, as these were sold around the world, and we get a lot of feedbacks from customers and our partners. By the way, you can check the website. I will leave a link in the description for our website, and you can check the distributor section where you can find the nearest dealer or distributor that we have in your area. So that way you can get your order faster. So as I said, we were in communication and working with our partners, all over the world, from the Middle East, Europe, US and Latin America, and we get a lot of feedback. So from there we tried to correct a lot of issues that people were facing. It wasn't a big issue, the system itself was working, but doing R&D and real life, it's totally different when you're running the same system in different climates. But basically we get to the point where basically we corrected all the issues that the existing system that we had before, and we can say with confidence that right now the immersion system that we had before, it's working perfectly without any issues. For example, just to give you an example, that the change that we have made to the system. So basically, for example, the tank, the fluid flow was going to the side, and by right now we decided to put the hot side in the middle of the tank. And the reason why, because we had an issue that the miners that were further from the hot side were cooler, because the hot fluid was flowing through the miners in the front. So the miners in the front were having much higher temperatures. That's why we switched to the middle section, where the fluid would flow directly to the middle instead of one side. And also another example is adding, instead of using a dry cooler for some areas where temperatures go above 45, we decided just to go for chillers, where you have more control over the temperatures. And also what we did also is we add pressure valve control for the dry coolers. And also we had made even larger coolers to since the beginning we started with a 6 miner pool, and then from there we went up to 40 units, which is a lot larger than the small one. And also even the hydro system, we had worked a lot on that. If you want to watch the previous video that we had on our existing system for the Mine Hydro, S19 Hydro, you can check the link up there, or you can go to the website and check the specifications. And today we are introducing a new hydro system, which will be dedicated specifically for the Whatsminer Micro BT Whatsminer M53 and the M33. So basically this is specific to this, and the reason why S19 and the Whatsminer Hydro miners are totally different in terms of size and shape. So you cannot use them, you cannot use the S19 on the system, and vice versa. So basically this unit will be, which I will show you in a minute, is developed recently, but since all these hydro miners have them, it's based on the experience that we had with the S19, because they have the same specification in terms of inlet temperature, water pressure, and so on. So these are very similar across the hydro miners. The only difference is and all of them run on a 3-phase 380 to 415 volts. The only difference is basically the shape and the size of the miners. So with no further to do, let's go ahead and I will introduce you and show you the new system that we have made. So let's start with an overview of the cabinet before opening it. So this is how it looks from the outside. As you can see, we are at the factory where we manufacture these. And starting from introducing this cabinet, so basically this is a 40 unit cabinet that can handle up to 40 miners of the Whatsminer Hydro miners. Doesn't matter which variant, which is basically they have two models, the M53 and the M33. They have different variants, but because they're all the same in size and they require same amount of cooling, they use the same power supply, so you can fit any model in here. Also, the dimensions of this thing is, the height is 1.95 with the wheels, so it's less than 2 meters, and in width it's 1.8, and the depth is less than 1 meter, it's 90 centimeters. So these are the dimensions of this cabinet, and as I mentioned, it can handle up to 40 units of the Whatsminer Hydro. Okay, so after opening it, this is how it looks like. I'll give you a detailed look and all the component that comes with this cabinet. Let's start from the top to the bottom. So what we have here is, this is the Ethernet switch. So basically we have two Ethernet switch, and we have the Ethernet wires running all along. For each miner will have its own dedicated Ethernet cable. The same thing from the other side. So we have 24 from each side, and then on the top here what we have is, this is displaying the power consumption per phase. So each phase will show its power consumption here. So for different cabinet, not for individual miners, but for the whole cabinet. What do we have here? This is a displayer. So on the top it will show the temperature, the water temperature, and we will have also the water pressure. So each for each side. And the reason why, because they have a different, each side has its own water supply. Can be connected to the same cooling system, but the piping is going to be different. And then what we have here is, I will show you later why we're using these, and the reason why is because the miners will have the power cords for the miners will come in through here, going directly to the breakers. So these breakers are 63 amps each, and each breaker will handle 2 miners at a time. So for the 4 miners that will be on the top, there will be 1, 2, 3, 4 that will be connected to these 2 breakers. So in total we have 10 breakers from this side and 10 breakers from the other side. Now let's go to the back side and give you a quick look. So basically it's closed from both sides, but the back is open. So let's first show you the middle section, which will be containing the power connection. So basically what we have here is, we have 3-phase connections here, and also we have the ground wire. Remember, these miners run on 380 3-phase power supply. So they require 3 wires, 3-phase, and 1 ground wire that will be connected here. So all the connections are being done at the back here. We have a few outlets here. These will be used for the Ethernet switch that you need to connect here. And as you can see, everything is connected at the back here. So this is the middle section. So we have 2 different power supplies. So you can power this cabinet with 2 wires instead of using 1 large big wire. So you can just split it into 2. 200 kilowatts for each side would be good enough. And then we have this side where we can see here is where the water supply will be happening here. So basically we have the pressure sensor installed at the top here, and we have the temperature sensor. So this should be the inlet, and this is the outlet. So the inlet, we want to know what's exactly the temperature of the inlet, so we can control better the water temperature. Here, as you can see, here are the in and out for the cooling system. So As I mentioned earlier, we have two sides, but both sides can use the same cooling system, which will come with the cabinet. Either you can go for a chiller. For this particular unit, which handles 40 miners, we will recommend on using at least a 30 HP water chiller. Or what you can do is, if you're not living in a hot area, you can go for a dry cooler. So we also have a dry cooler with a pressure control, and the dry cooler would be around 230 kilowatts dry cooler. It's big in size, but you can fit 40 miners here. If we take an average for Whatsminer, right now they have the M53 that are rated at 300. That's the S plus 300 terahash per miner. So 40 miners will get you into 12 petahash total hash rate. Forget to mention something in terms of connecting the power to the miners. So basically we made all these pieces removable, so you can remove this, get your wire in through this, and this section where it's holding the breaker as well, it's removable, so you can remove it, connect your wire and put it back, so everything will be clean from the outside, and the wires will be held here so they don't move around, and you can adjust the length of the wire, depends on the position of the miner through the cabinet. What I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna get some miners. Actually, these miners were brought from DG Miner. They're an official dealer for Whatsminer, and we will just place them on the cabinet just to show you, give you an idea how the cabinet looks like with the miners in. All right, as you can see, we have installed few units. Just to give you a reference, we have 2 from this side and 3 units from this side. These are the M53 230 something terahash. So as you can see here, the Ethernet wire is coming from this side, and here what we have to do is we have to connect the power. This power will be provided, power cable will be provided by the manufacturer. So it will plug here and go through this and connect directly to the breaker. So these breakers are 63 amps each, and each breaker will be handling 2 units. So in total we have 10 small breakers here that will handle 20 units for each side. Here at the back, as you can see, what we have here is we have these water connections. So we have the inlet, outlet, and the piping will be supplied with the cabinet itself. So all you have to do is connect the inlet and outlet water feeding to the miner itself. This is the inlet, so the inlet has to come from this side to here, and then this is the outlet that will go from the miner back to this pipe, which will be collected at the bottom and go to the cooling system. All right, that was it, guys. So basically that was the hydro cabinet for the Whatsminer M53/M33 hydro miners. Hope you learned a lot from this video, and you had a clear explanation and an overview of the system itself. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment sections, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.